You know when things are going to start changing for you, my gorgeous Aquarius? The things are going to start changing for you big time in between the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of October, where you are, when you are actually going to feel like so enthusiastic, and you will want to explore something so badly. And when I say that you will want to explore something so badly, this in itself it's to do with a part of your life that was really scaring you, and that was making you feel really kind of uneasy, that was making you feel really dark, especially over the last 9 months. So now suddenly you are gonna feel this absolutely mind-blowing enthusiasm, and you are gonna feel very, very strong, because this is a fundamental part of your own grounding, where at the same time you're about to center yourself in such a way where you're just gonna be like, you know what, I'm just gonna nip the bud. Do you know what I mean? I'm just gonna dig right in, and this is exactly what you should do. This part of your life, it was actually kind of like really affecting you for such a long time in so many different ways, emotionally and spiritually, and most importantly, it was like keeping you restricted for way too long. So this is why these days are going to be so important, because you are gonna suddenly start feeling so enthusiastic about an ongoing problem in your life, evolving a certain person, but at the same time you just didn't know kind of how to make the necessary steps, because there was so much that was kind of making you feel negative, and this negativity's kind of scared you a little bit, because you were worried once you find yourself like, in a certain situation, when you need to face a certain person, when you need to face a certain people, you were just kind of worrying about your own reaction. And this is because it was a lot building up and building up and building up so much in your life up until this particular moment in time. But at the same time, you need to understand that you have been prepared, for this situation for a while now. Indeed. And also, it's like, especially when it comes to the actual numerology, you have got a 0-1. I mean, come on. So it's all about the actual you, not only feeling extremely enthusiastic, but also at the same time, feeling almost like excited to deal with some kind of problem and issue that was just kind of really scaring you for way too long. But even more so, this is going to be your turning point as well, because 0 is all about feeling enthusiastic, not just any type of enthusiasm, but it's more about like, facing the part of our lives that was making us feel so negative. So this is when you're gonna feel the power that you haven't felt in a long time. And especially when it comes to that number 1, it's all about, this is needed to be done. This, you must deal with this. You need to deal with this issue, because on one hand you are going to prevent a very, very unnecessary tower, no baby no, moment in your life. But at the same time, your passion is going to be ignited. And once your passion is ignited again, like, oh my God, there is so much that is actually going to start making sense, because almost immediately after that moment in time, you are going to be facing with a very, very, oh my God, interesting opportunity. So my gorgeous Aquamarini, this is a very important stage and part of your life that you're actually going to go through. So it's all about the enthusiasm to deal with some kind of aspect of your life that was just making you feel so dark and so negative for so long. You're not even going to be able to explain where this feeling and vibration it's actually coming from, how actually powerful you're going to be, you're going to feel. But at the same time, somebody very quirky, somebody very special, somebody very beautiful, somebody really wonderful, somebody who loves you so much, like a really great friend or a person who means to you a lot, but that particular person is very, very spiritual. There is something so different about that specific person in your life. So it's either a great friend or it's maybe a family member, but this person is someone who is like, oh my God, so spiritual, someone who is so like someone who understands so many elements about life, from a completely elevated level, and someone who is very kind of intuitive and psychic, but you are like, if you're not aware of this, like, oh my god, you are of course you are completely aware of this, that this person is psychic or intuitive, because at some moment in your life that particular person has told you a certain information that you just couldn't believe, that this person is telling you, you couldn't believe it's not going to happen, but it actually happened. So that particular person is someone who's very close to you. It's actually also going to kind of like tell you something, and what you're going to be told by that person, you're going to be surprised, but then at the same time it's this information that you're going to be told, and the information that you're going to be told by that person, it's really going to make you think, it's going to make you kind of rethink, about certain aspects of your life, especially when it comes to one particular person, because that particular person who is very close to you, that spiritual person, is going to open your eyes when it comes to somebody else. And that person was trying to open your eyes for so long when it comes to somebody else who's so close to your life, so close to you, so important to you, but you know that something is not right with that person. You know that that person is maybe being a little bit dishonest, and sometimes in our lives, we need people who are really honest with us, like your friend or your family member who is going to give you this information and kind of going to make you aware of someone to be a little bit careful about your life, because sometimes we are the last people who realize certain things about certain people in our lives. It's just the way it is. Maybe I'm talking about a situation and a person that lots of other people are realizing something about them being a little bit dishonest, but then you are like, oh god, you're going to be the only one, the last one who actually realized this. But it doesn't really matter, because at the same time, what you're going to be told by that really kind of spiritual friend, or spiritual kind of like a spirit, very very spiritual very spiritual and open-minded person in your life, this is something that it's gonna ring differently, because that person is gonna be like kind of really honest with you, and first of all you're gonna be like, oh my god, but then again there is so much that is gonna start making sense in your life. You're gonna be able to protect yourself, you're gonna be able to protect your life, because now things are gonna feel like kind of differently when you're told this, and it's important, because at the same time, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you need to know this, and you need to work out who this is, and it's also to do with someone maybe who is like, not that they're saying that they're not who they are. On one hand, I'm talking about someone who is in your life who's quite dishonest, but then on another hand, I'm talking about someone who I'm sorry, but there is something to do with that person is getting from you something, that it's not, maybe this is to do with like the kind of emotions and things like that, and that person is getting something from you on a materialistic side, and I don't like it anymore, because I've been keep on seeing this, and so this is why you need to protect yourself. And also, I'm not being funny, but you see this? It can't be good. Do you see what I mean? It can't be good. So you just need to establish who this is. But the bottom line is, it's not that you need to establish who this is. You know already who this is, but you just haven't been honest with yourself. And sometimes we need to kind of repeat certain things in order to understand and realize. But you are going to find out something about that. But whether you're going to be told this by your friend or person who's so close to you that it's going to blow you away because of the honesty that you're actually going to feel, and these people are very sacred in our lives, because sometimes we are told things that we don't like hearing, we don't like knowing, but it's just people being really honest. Later on, not that long after that, you're actually going to be really grateful for this. And also at the same time, that person is actually affecting you in a very toxic and negative way, because it's affecting your development. This person is affecting your happiness, your development, but you're not even realizing just now. So you just need to kind of take one step at a time, and you need to trust yourself. On another note, going back to that, like this enthusiasm that I said, this is going to be brilliant, because as I said, it's going to make you aware of the part of your life that you need to deal with in order to kind of move on. And at the same time, when you become aware of that opportunity a few days after that moment in time, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you also need to remember that opportunity is really going to surprise surprise you, but that opportunity is going to be the direct result of you doing the right thing and dealing with this particular situation in your life, that it's also at the same time going to prevent the tower, really unnecessary tower, really unnecessary situation that would only kind of like really kind of in turn into something completely different. When I say that you're gonna feel so enthusiastic and optimistic to suddenly deal with the part of your life that was scaring you for way too long, this is very deep, this is very complex, and there are lots of people, there are quite a few people that are actually connected to this, and you have to be very clever, you have to be very smart, and you just have to also at the same time remember to keep certain things to yourself, but also to just do things one step at a time, methodically. For the love of God, when you feel this enthusiasm, don't like kind of like blow up, or don't go to like kind of argue. I know that doesn't work like when we feel enthusiastic, but sometimes, you know, the certain enthusiasm can take us to this particular destination. It depends who we are dealing with, but you always have to remember to keep your like kind of like not a temper down, but always remember to do things like kind of methodically, because at the same time you are going to find out of some kind of a wrongdoing. Maybe it's to do with like a certain group of people or a couple of people who are maybe really doing something to somebody who's so important to you, somebody who's so significant to you, and somebody who's like a really vulnerable, especially when it comes to their age. There is something very, very vulnerable going about this person, and this is a certain family member that I'm talking about now, you see. So it's all kind of like, oh my God, this is going to be really, really deep, but at the same time, what you're going to find out about that particular family member, somebody who's so close to it, could be like a really great friend, but it's to do with somebody who is something to do with the sensitivity because of their age. I'm not saying older people are sensitive, please don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that this person is very frail when it comes to their health, getting to the very frail stage, but someone else is keep on taking an advantage from that person. You already have been aware of this, but now you just need to understand that there is a specific information that you're going to hear, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. You're going to be like, oh my God, but you just need to really kind of calm yourself down and understand that if you just go straight away, like when you're in that particular state, when you hear this, then you're just going to make things even worse. So please, for the love of God, just remember that if you feel like a bit of a temper or a bit of like a stroppiness and things like that after that moment in time, just remember to like kind of stay strong, and remember things are going to resolve, and they are going to work in your favor. You will be able, thank you Lord, you will be able to protect that particular person who mean to you so much, that frail person, that beautiful person in your life. Maybe this is a family member, maybe this is a great friend, maybe this is someone who mean to you so much, but the bottom line is you are going to be able to protect that person, but you're only going to be able to protect them by like doing things as slow as possible, very methodical, one step at a time, whatever you do, baby, you just make sure that you know, like if you're dealing with some kind of enemish people, if you're dealing with the people who like, you know that you've got a grudges in between you and them, for example, then just remember to kind of like really one step at a time and try to do everything in order for you to start moving on with things. Do things very cleverly, don't give them as many information as you normally would, and every single time take a little bit more from them, for example, or move on from them more, every single time a little bit, and then by the time you're finished with them, bye darling, you know, by the time you're finished with them, they will not even notice. And this is how you should actually do this. And also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, especially when it comes to the actual 16th, 17th of the actual October, you are gonna have a bit of a hermit moment. You will feel like you want to kind of like really be by yourself a little bit, and you know, I said to you, when you have a hermit moments, it's like you know, you're gonna feel a little bit withdrawn at this time, and then at the same time you're gonna feel very deep. You'll be thinking about all sorts of things, you know, and it's to do with the hermit moment, and then you will just need to be by yourself for a day or two. Do you know what I mean? So this in itself, it's going to give you an opportunity to reflect. So it's to do with an introspection, of course, but it's going to give you the ability, the chance to actually reflect. And when you're in a hermit mode, you are, tap into so many different dimensions. There is so much that comes to you. There is a reason why we feel like we are withdrawn a little bit, because that in itself creates a very special and very unique energy that opens our eyes, and we are aware of things that we normally not aware of. So what this wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous hermit mode it's actually going to do at the time when you have this introspection in your life, something is just going to come to the surface. Something is going to come to the surface, my gorgeous Aquamarini. And what is going to come to the surface is like, oh my God, you're going to realize some kind of a new project, but you're just going to be like, oh my, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? But it's okay. It's just the beginning stages of the new project that you're going to feel, that you're going to, like, it's going to be on your mind. Something is just going to come to you. And it's like a new project or even a new venture or a new project. But you're still not going to know how you're going to do this. But it's just the vibration and energy. It's going to like become such a strong part of you that you're not going to be able to kind of let it go. You're not going to be able to let go each other of. You're this energy in you. Do you know what I mean? So you're not going to be able to ignore this whatsoever. You're going to feel something very, very strong. And this in itself, it's going to be an important moment. As I said, it's to do with a new venture, with a new project, but at the same time, you will not know how you're going to do just yet, but do you know what I mean? Just write it down. Don't forget about it, because I will mention this a little bit later. So this new project or new venture, it's going to come to you, and at the same time, this new project and new venture, look, it's going to be superb. Mwah. It's going to be for your. This is not just to do with you. This is going to be something so big, and it's going to be so important for you and your whole family. For example, if you've got a family, so this is going to be important for you're going to create something so big, which is going to be good for like not only you but for your whole family. If you haven't got a family, or you're not really close with your family, for example, then it's to do with the friends or like people who are really great in your life. But the bottom line is, when it comes to that project, look, that new venture, new project, this is something that you're going to need to do. This is something that you're going to need to do. In the long run, this is going to be a big mama. In the long run, this is going to answer so many questions. In the long run, you will be able to protect yourself and to protect what's yours. And in the long run, you're also at the same time, you just need to remember this. That of course we always get this card when it comes to forgiveness, when it comes to us needing to forgive to someone because you are still holding a grudges with someone, and this happens like that you need to forgive something to someone. I think that this is going to be absolutely evident who this is within the last 11 days of October, because suddenly out of the blue you are going to feel really extremely angry with someone is going to be on your mind from your past, somebody who was horrible to you, and this happened a long time ago, but you need to let it go. You need to forgive to this person, and this happens when we are when a certain cycle is coming to an end. Hello, Cressida. When the certain cycle, she wants to wait just a second, sorry. When a certain cycle, hello my baby, look, say hello to Aquamarini. Aquamarini. Say hello to Aquamarini. Hey Aquamarini. Okay, you want to go out? Let me just go through my jungle. There you go. Okay. There you go. So now, this is basically it. Yeah, my gorgeous Aquamarini. So just remember that this is all about, it's about the actual cycle. Every single time when we feel so angry about someone like this, and every like from our past. So this is to do with the person that is going to be on your mind just out of the blue, and you need to cut the cord with that person, because that little bastard is still kind of holding you down a little bit. So it's going to be holding you down until you come to terms with something, you know, that happened a long time ago, but it affected you in a way that is still part of your natural progression, natural progress. And this is always highlighted in our lives when our life reach a very, very important destination where we're gonna shot up like a big mama. Do you know what I mean? And like when it comes to success and things like that, a lot is gonna start changing. So this is why, you know, when certain cycle comes to an end, the new cycle is about to begin indeed. And this is why we are just reminded of the specific people or specific situations in our lives that hurt us a long time ago. But you need to work this out, who this is. So as soon as you become angry about someone from such a long time ago, forgive and forget. This is very, very important. And I also think it's like somebody who is very like kind of close to you, and somebody who, like, you know, this person is in your life, for example, but it's just something that you just kind of could not forgive to that person whatsoever. That person is close to you, but not really close, you know, connected to you, but not really connected, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is just try to cut the cord with that person, because it's going to give you a chance and opportunity to kind of like a really just move on with your life at the time of like when you are ending a cycle, you know. So this is why this is going to be so important. And also, look at this, you know, Aquamarini, I don't know how to express this. I know that my readings are up and down, and I know that they're very deep, especially when it comes to you. The readings have been extremely deep over the last 2 or 3 years, because so much has been going on in your lives. And I think that this is slowly coming to an end when it comes to negativity, like a bit of like a sadness and things like that. You know, the worst is over, and you've been through a lot. So now you are prepared for something really, really big. And this is why you just need to kind of like realize which people in your life are making you really happy and which people in your life are making you unhappy. And why those people who are in your life are making you unhappy, there is so much that is going to be on your mind. So many questions are going to be on your mind, but this is purely because you are, by the end of this month, your life purpose it's going to be what your life purpose is, what your spiritual purpose is. This is going to become absolutely evident. And especially when it comes to the 29th, especially when it comes to the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th and the 31st of October 2022. These last few days are going to give you an absolutely mind-blowing answer. And the answer that you are going to have within these days, it's going to come and happen in the most of the unexpected ways, okay? And all at the same time, completely unexpectedly. But at the same time, you will know how powerful you are. You will know how strong you are. You will know how unique you are. You will know how powerful you are. How all these things are making you like very, very powerful and unique person. But at the same time, you know, your eyes are going to be open towards something very, very big. And this in itself, it's really gonna just all going to be about your life purpose. You're gonna know what the next step is going to be, but at the same time, this is gonna give you so much of a strength that you need at this moment in your life. And at the same time, you know, look at this, blessings. So pay attention to the last few days of October, because you know something very, very special it's going to be revealed to you, especially when it comes to your life purpose. It's like, oh my God, And also, you will know who needs to go and who needs to stay, who is honest and who is dishonest, what means to you the most, what doesn't mean to you at all, where was your energy drained for such a long time that you didn't even realize. This is all part of it, my gorgeous Aquamarini, and of course it's going to be big. And also, oh my Lord, you are, you know what, this is so brilliant, this is so good. Aquamarini October, it's going to be mind-blowing. In between the 25th of October and the 31st of October, again, you are going to have this news, this information, this message, and it's a time for one of the greatest victories of your life. And this is to do with your achievement, this is to do with things that you were working on, this is to do with things that you are trying to achieve. This is to do with one of the greatest blessings of your life. You're gonna get the message here and information, and it's to do with like one of the greatest victories ever. And this is to do with your achievement, especially when it comes to like things that you have been working on for such a long time. Only now you will see exactly where this is going to take you, and you will see exactly how big this is going to be. This is to do with success. It's to do with like so much optimism. It's to do with a big smile of your face. It's to do with like a big weight of your shoulders, like kind of going off. Do you know what I mean? It's like also at the same time you are gonna feel so proud of yourself, so honored, you know, but at the same time people in your life are gonna love you for what you've done, for what you did, and all this success that you're going to become aware of. So this is to do with the greatest victory ever. And it's not only that, this victory in itself, like victory, seriously, listen to me, this is so important. It's to do with the part of your life that you've been working on for so long. Now you're going to see the outcome, that it's going to be like a giant mama for sure. But at the same time, this victory, there is something going to be surprising about it. There is something going to be very surprising about it, about this particular victory, but in a good way. But at the same time, this victory is also going to provide you with the ability to kind of have a perspective, to have a different perspective on how to make the necessary change in your life. Okay, so this is why this is going to be so important. So that you know, this perspective is going to be all about you knowing exactly what do you need to sacrifice in order, you know, to actually make the necessary change in your life. Something will need to go, and it's important. And if this actually happened just a couple of months ago, you'd be like, no baby, no. But now you will know that this different perspective, the ability for you to see things differently now from a completely different angle after that victory, this is brilliant, because it's going to come from somewhere else, you know, someone really extremely wise. Okay, but at the same time, that it's going to provide you with a part of your life that you will know that, okay, now I need to sacrifice this, because if I don't sacrifice this, I'm just going to be struggling, and I'm only going to be slowing myself down. And this is important when it comes to starting the process of change, but especially when it comes to rejuvenation of your own life, in rebirth. Almost like, oh my God, you're giving rebirth to yourself, you know. Hello, my gorgeous baby Aquamarini. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's brilliant. And then, you know, it's not only about like a different perspective, but now that it's also going to really involve with you. Just kind of after that moment in time, you will just want more out of life. You will just want more out of life. And you're going to be asking yourself, why didn't I do this earlier? Why didn't I think about this earlier? It doesn't really matter. Things that happen, you know, they happen when they're meant to happen. So it doesn't really matter, especially in terms of the actual spirituality, and when it comes to our life purpose, and when it comes to our spiritual journey. Things do take time, because we need to go through certain experience in order to understand the people and situations in our lives, from an angle that we should actually understand, that gives us the most, in terms of learning. We learn every single day from every single person. So you will see that you will see how many people played such a huge role in your own upbringing when it comes to your own spirituality, I'm talking about. Indeed. So it's all about you finding yourself on a really spiritual quest, wanting to move on and wanting more out of life, which is absolutely brilliant. There are so many ideas that are going to be on your mind, my gorgeous sorry there are so many ideas that are going to be on your mind, my gorgeous Aquamarini, but also, again, strength. You see, this is all part of your strength. The more you reflect on this, the more closure this is going to bring you, with the parts of your life when you need closure, but at the same time you are protecting yourself, you're protecting your life, you're protecting things that are yours, and this also, it's important to mention that you are protecting something that's yours, that may need just a little bit of protection at the moment. And also, my gorgeous Aquamarine, it's like absolutely mind-blowing, a really quite unexpected situation, something completely unexpectedly it's actually going to take place, especially when it comes to the actual, in between. When it comes to the actual in between the 15th of October and the 31st of October, first of all, someone completely out of the blue, it's going to get in touch with you, or it's going to send you a message, or someone completely out of the blue, it's going to be on your mind, and then you're gonna wonder like, oh my god, where this person is coming from, but when this kind of like person comes into your mind, or this person kind of reach forward, you're gonna be surprised how come. Maybe it's somebody you haven't seen in a long time, for a while, maybe you're someone who you like kind of like a drifted out of your life, but this is actually going to surprise you. You're going to think like, oh my god, where this person is coming from, like strange. So I'm giving you an indication that when that person reaches forward, or that person is suddenly on your mind, you haven't seen in a long time, you will not be able to understand where this is coming from, whichever way it actually happens in your life. The bottom line is, this is going to be a sign that very soon after that moment in time, you are going to have a really kind of unexpected situation, which is going to like really surprise you so much. But that unexpected situation is going to be brilliant, because it's going to make you aware of like that there's some kind of like a very negative stage, very negative stage of your life is slowly coming to an end. And it's even more so going to make you aware of like even more so that unexpected situation. It's going to be primarily directly responsible. Just remember when I say that new project, a new venture, you remember when I said hermit mode and then it's going to be the project and venture, okay? I said you're going to have a hermit mode, and then it's going to come to you, oh my god, this project and venture just completely out of the blue, but you will not know how to do it. So now I'm getting back to that. So that unexpected situation that I'm talking about here, it's going to open your eyes, it's going to make you feel so good, it's going to make you feel so happy, okay? But at the same time, it's going to show you that a very kind of negative and dark and weird and vile stage of your life is slowly coming to an end. And even more so, that in itself, a couple of days later, this is going to be primarily responsible for you understanding exactly how you're going to start that new project, how you're going to start that new venture. So you see how things are connected. And the answer to that, it's going to be through, of course, like a careful planning, developing a plan. You will know which plan you're going to do, how you're going to do this. You will know exactly what do you need to do. And these are going to be the starting stages. And also the bottom line is that it's to do with your own gift. This is something that you need to do. This is something that you have to do. And I don't need to say this to you, because you will see and you will feel how, the emotions, the emotions and the energy, it's like, oh my God, it's going to be impossible for you to ignore. But it is going to lead towards like something really big in terms of the actual security for you and the people who mean to you as well, but also in terms of like finances and you enjoying yourself later on in life. This is all going to be like connected indeed. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm just going to see what are you going to need, especially when it comes to nutrition and things like that. I know that your bones are going to be a little bit sensitive, and I know that you're going to need something to boost your energy and to boost your immune system. So again, I'm highly recommending you to get a natural vitamin D3. Everybody should be taking this. I'm keep on saying, even if you're in the sun every single day, it doesn't matter anymore. So you just need to be taking like a natural vitamin D3, which is going to boost your immune system, and it's going to re-energize you, and at the same time it's going to be brilliant for your bones, sensitive bones, because you're going to feel your bones a little bit sensitive in your hands. And also in combination with the zinc picolinate, which is also going to be brilliant to boost your immune system alongside vitamin D3, but it's also fantastic when it comes to dry skin that you're gonna have. And at the same time, my gorgeous Aquamarine, the third product, it's organic chlorella. This is like a must. Everybody should be taking this also. Why? Because metals are everywhere. Dangerous metals are in the sky, in the air, are in the soil, are in the ground, are in the plants. Dangerous metals are so dangerous that they are preventing our body from absorbing nutrients, but it's also, which is very, very dangerous, but it's also really kind of like affecting our mind, affecting our way of thinking, and you just simply need something to protect yourself, to detoxify yourself from all these metals. And organic chlorella has been proven over and over again, especially when it comes to get rid of this like kind of metals within our bodies, but also it's highly powerful when it comes to vitamins, minerals, protein. And it's also rich in omega-3 essential fatty acids, which our body cannot produce by itself. So but it's needed, it's essential. So this is why organic chlorella is like also a must. Of course, these vitamins, these supplements are my own. I had to create my own supplements because it was very difficult to find supplements that are clean without any rubbish or without any unnecessary ingredients. So I made my own. Do you know what I mean? So you know that these are of an exceptional quality. If you would like to buy these vitamins and minerals, the link is in the description below, or you can simply go on Google and just type in Sasha Bonasin vitamins, and you will see my page coming up that way. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Just a second, sorry. So now my gorgeous Aquamarine, so I'm just gonna have a little bit of water, Aquarius. So now my gorgeous Aquamarine, going on the very first date, which is going to be quite important, is going to be on the 2nd of October. On the 1st of October already, you will feel the day is really weird, the day is really strange, but you're going to feel already something is coming, something is about to happen, something is going on, but I don't know what. Something is about to happen, I can feel it, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Not a downer. Something is going to happen and it's going to be really, really good. You're an empath and you know exactly what I mean here when it comes to these feelings and emotions, So on the 1st of October, you're already going to feel something is coming, you see. So it's worth to pay attention to also what is on your mind on the very 1st of October when you wake up, because something is going to be pointed to you. So as soon as you open your eyes, make sure you don't forget to kind of see what is on your mind, because there is a specific aspect of your life that it's going to be highlighted, which is going to surprise you where this is coming from, but you know what I mean. It's coming from somewhere else, very sacred dimension. So this is something that it's a special spirit or angel message, for you to do. By the time you get to the 2nd of October, so it's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you, because this is when things are going to start working in your favor so beautifully. You are going to hear news about the actual success in your life, and this is going to be brilliant, because at the same time you will know that they're going to be the necessary steps to actually make. But it's all about a very much so a rather brilliant, powerful news about a success in your life, and this in itself, it's going to make you feel so good, so proud of yourself, but at the same time, it's going to make you aware of like, you know what, this success, it's something different, because it's also going to make you aware. You're going to realize almost immediately the reason why is it going to be different. You will know that this is actually going to bring you an ultimate powerful change in your life. Okay, you're going to understand the essence of your own power, but you're also going to understand so much about like, oh my God, about the changes that this is actually going to bring into your life. So it's not only about like a success, but it's more about your understanding exactly which changes this is going to bring into your life. And there is someone really beautiful here that you're going to be looking up to, somebody very successful, somebody really significant, a male person, strong male person, powerful male person. This is a big mama male person, someone really powerful and someone who achieved quite a lot in their life in terms of the actual accomplishment, but they are quite unusual in so many different ways. But we love when people are so unusual. This person is allowing themselves to be themselves. This is the type of person who is like a very kind of successful, but quite strange and unusual, you know, at the same time. And that person is allowing themselves to be themselves. So that person is going to be playing an important role in your life, because you're going to realize through this person the power of being compassionate. It's all going to be connected, don't worry, but you're also going to realize through that person the power of being patient, but also through that person you're going to realize, most importantly, kind of like you're going to realize like kind of which steps you're going to make, not which step, but how you're going to make the steps that you want to make. And you will know that not only that, but it's about this bravery. Now suddenly that person is going to like kind of wind you up, but in the best possible way. Yeah baby, yeah baby, yeah baby, because the more you talk to that person, the more you're going to be like, oh my God, wind up, like, oh my God, I want to do this, because now suddenly this person is going to leave such an important impact and influence on you that you're going to feel so brave and so powerful and so strong to make some kind of a step here that would normally like kind of put you off, and you are kind of like going to feel so inspired in order to make the necessary step. But at the same time, this is actually going to leave you a little bit like, oh my God, like you need to make the difficult choice, you know what I mean? And then when you remember like thinking what the difficult choice is, this is going to be on your mind quite a lot in between the 2nd and the 7th of October especially, and then at around the 17th of October this is going to be highlighted again at around the 17th of October. So it's all about you kind of thinking, oh my God, I'm going to need to make a difficult choice, but then at the same time the answer is very, very simple. It's like when you're kind of facing this difficult choice, what you need to remember, you need to put yourself as a number one. That's important, because if you don't help yourself, you're not going to be able to help anyone else that you want to help, for example, in your life. So you have to put yourself as number one. And also the answer to this difficult choice, it's not going to be that difficult when you realize that what you should do is like putting yourself as number one, but also at the same time it's to do with the careful planning. You're going to be absolutely fine, but it's to do with the careful planning indeed. What else I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous aquamarini, it would be this absolutely beautiful pendant, Indonesian plum agate. Look at this absolutely gorgeous Indonesian plum agate. This is a brilliant when it comes to the balance. It's brilliant when it comes to us feeling positive, and it's brilliant when it comes to us feeling courageous, because it brings this strength into our life, but it's also making us very powerful when we are doing things that we are so passionate about. By wearing this absolutely gorgeous Indonesian plum agate, you also at the same time you elevate yourself on a very special and powerful level. So when you're facing the parts of your life that you feel so passionate about, you know, it depends who we talk to, it depends who is around us, that can affect our way of thinking, that can affect our way of planning. It depends of a little like kind of energy vampires. It really depends. Or maybe if we are facing a part of our life that we have to be top notch, you know, but then we didn't sleep all night, or we don't feel okay, or we feel a little bit paranoid for whichever reason. These are all normal feelings and emotions that we go through that are sadly affecting our way of thinking and our planning. When we should give 1000% of ourselves, we don't, because we are affected by other people and energy. And this is why this is so powerful, Indonesian plum agate, because you wear it when you want to feel passionate, whatever makes you feel passionate, but at the same time you get the most of it. Indeed, I highly recommend you this. And at the same time, just me touching it, I feel more energized, re-energized. I feel more passionate already. Do you know what I mean? So you can imagine what an impact of your life this is going to bring. This gorgeous pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The second important date, so thank you very much for that. The second important date is going to be on the 15th of October. Now, the 15th of October is going to be quite important because you will be able here, oh my God, this is so good. You will be able to hear to kind of like, you will realize here something so big, something so personal, but so big, especially when it comes to you being able to transform certain goals and certain ideas into reality. So here, for the first time in your life, with certain goals and ideas that you just didn't know what to do, now you will have a chance, an opportunity to transform your goals and ideas into reality. But you have to stick to this. You have to stick to the plan, because you are pretty much so you're going to find yourself being extremely centered and extremely grounded. But listen, the ideas that are going to come to you, that you're going to be, if you realize, you will know exactly which ideas you can transform into a reality. And these are not just, oh my God, this is going to be big, because it's going to bring you an ultimate happiness. These ideas are going to make you feel so much better, so much happier. And also people who are in your life are going to start feeling so happy for you, especially when it comes to the transformation of this, because this is going to bring you an ultimate happiness. But at the same time, you are going to need to kind of like understand, don't rush. You don't need to rush with anything. It's only 15th of October. What you're going to need to understand is that you are going to need to take just a tiny little break after that moment in time, just to recharge a little bit. You see, this is the 15th of October. This is your magician here, okay? Absolutely brilliant. This is you understanding and knowing how to transform your ideals and goals into reality. Don't worry, this is going to be obvious on the 15th, but you need to understand that this is going to lead towards an ultimate happiness in life, okay? But at the same time, you are going to need to take just a little breaky here to mentally prepare for something, a little break to mentally prepare and to recharge a little bit. And by you taking a break of like about a couple of days, you will, this is going to do you really good, because it's going to help you to mentally prepare. But then at the same time, you are, it's a lot to do with your emotions, it's a lot to do with you realizing after that break how emotionally mature you are. You're also going to realize how much you changed. But at the same time, this is going to really kind of become kind of connected to a really brand new kind of emotional experience, because that break, it's a bit more to that 2 or 3 days break that I'm talking about. There is something very special that you're going to realize about yourself, but purely how much you've actually changed. But at the same time, it's to do with a couple of days after that, then you're going to become aware of the certain invitations, and this would normally put you off. But now this is all going to contribute towards your own emotional maturity and towards you doing something that you normally wouldn't. But if you don't, then you're only going to slow yourself down. So it's to do with an aspect of your life few days later, after that moment in time, an aspect of your life that you're going to be facing is to do with some kind of invitation that normally you will be like, no baby, no. But now you will know that this is something that you need to do. If you don't do this, then you're just going to have to do this some other moment in time. So you're only going to prolong this. So this is this emotional maturity that I'm talking about, which is going to be highlighted here indeed. Another thing I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous aquamarine. This is one of my favorite pendants, again, because I'm absolutely crazy when it comes to this beautiful, beautiful color. And this is called chrysocolla with azurite. Chrysocolla with azurite. It's absolutely a must when it comes to communication, when it comes to us learning about life, when it comes to us going through like one of the biggest transformation. But at the same time, it's superb when it comes to remembering your dreams, when it comes to you understanding your dreams, when it comes to you like waking up in the morning and maybe not being able to make sense of things that come to you the very first thing. This really opens you up so beautifully. On one hand, it's really kind of like help you to reconnect with your own spirituality, but then on another hand, it's absolutely a must when it comes to us talking, us explaining, us expressing ourselves. You know, it does make you so much more powerful in terms of you saying and expressing yourself with the people that you want to kind of like, you know, with the people that you're around and things like that. So this is something that is absolutely brilliant indeed. This comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, so thank you very much for that, my gorgeous aquamarini. But I do think that this is something that you're gonna benefit from so much, because at the time when we are surrounded by the people that are strange, bizarre and unusual, maybe energy vampires, and then we are dealing with something really important to us, you know, then we are not 100% ourselves when we should be. So this really kind of helps you to just talk. And even if you don't feel okay, you feel paranoid or tired, or you didn't sleep all night, what you need to remember is just open your mouth and start talking, and this is just going to unlock that part of you that is kind of holding you down. Very, very powerful crystal to wear. I highly suggest you this for October, November, and even December, my gorgeous aquamarine indeed. Just remember this all in the link is in the description. The third important dates are going to be in between the 27th and the 31st of October. Now in between the 27th and the 31st of October, you are going to have such an important vision. This is gonna come to you completely out of the blue. It's like really completely out of the blue. Maybe you're just gonna be looking at like a forest or something, and then suddenly you have this vision about how you want your life to be. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you will be like watering your plants or something, and then suddenly you have this vision how you want your life to be. But that vision, it's also going to make you aware of two things: how you want your life to be, but it's also something it's going to be pointed out that's missing in your life as well. And that vision is also going to be so important when it comes to you realizing that you've got everything you possibly need in order to kind of step towards the part of your life that was kind of scaring you. But at the same time, this vision is going to provide you with a key, with a spiritual key, to unlock one of the most powerful doors of your life, by understanding and realizing that there is a one final push that you need to make, and you will know exactly what this final push is, because this final push, it's also going to come to you at the time when you're going to feel ridiculously wise. You are going to feel so wise within these days. You will be able to benefit from this vibration so much, but most importantly, you will know exactly which final push do you need to make. And this, my gorgeous aquamarini, it's gonna be big. Okay, so now I'm just gonna see briefly what is going to happen in the first part of October, mid part of October, and the last part of October. So the first part of October, I like it so much because you're gonna realize that you are way more powerful than you thought. So this is going to be brilliant. The mid part of October is just basically, you know, I like this so much because, you know, there are going to be some very, very interesting messages that you are going to have regarding relationships. And at the same time, you are going to have a really important new emotional experience. You need this at this time in your life. The last part of this October, it's like, just remember, that, this is a lot to do with you going through awakening in your life, where you're going to be able to see things in a whole new light. So it's all about you embracing your uniqueness, or anything that comes to you for that matter, because it's like, the more you embrace your uniqueness, the more you're going to understand about yourself, but the more you're going to understand also about something very, very interesting coming into your life. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationship. So you need to work on something, my gorgeous Aquamarini. For those of you in relationship, it's a lot about misunderstanding, It's to do with the misunderstanding. Maybe you want to commit in a certain way to your partner, and maybe your partner want to commit to you in a certain way. I think there is something not quite right with the commitment here, but it's just maybe you two have two different visions. Not of what a commitment... Sorry. I think that you two have two different visions, maybe what the commitment is. Maybe commitment to you is one thing, commitment to your partner is another thing. There is something that you need to work on this. There is a little bit of misunderstanding what type of commitment, and you need to work on that commitment. But also at the same time, in order to make the most of this, is all about patience. You need to be patient, both of you. You need to be persistent. You can do this. You're both capable to do this, but it's all about the persistence and being patient as well. So you are going to need to work on this misunderstanding, my gorgeous Aquamarini, because it's to do with the commitment. And especially when two different people are a couple, but they see the commitment from a different angle, you just need to see where the problem is. Okay, you need to see where this is coming from. Okay, so for those of you who are single and ready to a couple of things here, my gorgeous Aquamarini. There are two things that are going to actually happen. First, in the first half of October, I think that you're going to come across someone who, ooh la la, you're going to think it's really delicious in so many different ways. But, it's no, baby, no. It's more to do with the temptation. Something is not going to feel right. Something is going to feel off. So it's more about you understanding that this is actually temptation, but also it's to do with the actual narrow-mindedness. You are kind of going to realize that maybe you're going to fancy someone, or hello, my darling, but then you're going to realize that this is to do with the temptation. You will know straight away something is not right, but also you will know that there is something to do with the narrow-mindedness, that this person is way too narrow-minded, So you need someone who's like really open and beautiful and gorgeous and spiritual like you are. There is something wrong with this person. So the bottom line is, the first half of October, you're going to come across someone that you liked, fancy, but you're going to realize very soon it's not yours. But what am I really, really looking forward to is someone really beautiful start coming into your life from the 15th of October onwards. Somebody very, very beautiful, very gorgeous, very amazing. It's about to enter your life. Like you've been waiting for this person for such a long time. This person is going to play a huge role. This person is going to be mind-blowing in so many different ways. This person is going to change your life like literally forever. This person is going to start walking into your life from the 15th of October, within the 15th of October and the end of that month. And even if it doesn't happen, even if you don't know who this person is in October, November, it's going to be the time when that person is 1,000,000% going to make themselves known. But in October already you will know how you're going to meet that person, because you are really going to find yourself in a new element, new stage of your life that is exactly going to be your guiding light as well towards that person. You will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.